Hello, hello. Happy Monday if you were listening to this live time. I'm Lindsay Dollinger, and I am going live to do our Discovering Your Business Minimums training. So, my goal is that this isn't going to be super long, but so that it gives you something to think about and you can go back, listen to it again, pause, and really be taking notes or writing this stuff out on a piece of paper, your Trello board, your Google Docs, wherever you do all your business things, or a variety of those, because there's a lot in this that is going to be super individualized and super, oh, what was the word I was just thinking of? But just super individualized to you and your business and your needs, your goals, etc. So I had already shared like an end product list with you that you could go ahead and either write in or type in your business minimums for the year. But I'm going to share a few things. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen and just show you a few things that I had typed up for you to consider. It's nothing fancy. It's on a Google sheet, mainly because this is how I do business. Like I type things out and I want to edit things myself. Here we go. All right. So hopefully you can see this. If you cannot, I can always share this in the group as well. But as I was coming up with how to exactly figure out what your business minimums are, a lot of things came to my mind. So the very first thing that I want you to consider for your business minimums is, well, let me back up. What is a business minimum? A business minimum is like the bare minimum that you are committing to do for your business each day. And then some tasks are going to be broken up into, daily, a weekly task. So each week I want to show up at least one time, two times, three times, whatever. So I like to break it down daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. And I have that down here as well. Daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly minimums. And I'm going to talk about what some examples of those can be when we get down there. I'm going to bold some of this stuff to keep me on track. So going back to your business minimum, some things that I like to consider is how many hours a week do you have? And this is something that I think you can go back to this training probably every quarter, or when you see your business shifting to a different sort of season. So for example, you know that I was just training for that marathon, and that really strongly, I was training late August through the beginning of January. So for me, my hours a week has completely changed because one entire weekend where I would normally be getting some work done and a couple nights a week, I was committed to these really long workouts. So then I didn't have as many hours for my business. So that season has ended for me. So I'm having a season, I have had a shift in my seasons this month. And so my hours a week is going to look different than what it did even just a month ago. So this is something that you get to come back to as often as you need to kind of reassess. So how many hours a week do you have? I want you to think about what impact you want to make. And you don't have to be like big, giant impact here and you want to change all the lives. And those things are important. And that is your vision and your mission. But kind of in a smaller scale, what sort of an impact do you want to make? So is your real focus right now bringing in new clients? Is your focus on training new team members? Is your focus on visibility and collaboration so that you get more potential clients coming your way? So what sort of impact do you want to make this season? And I'm going to even write on that on here, this season. What are your priorities? So I want you to think about your business priorities for sure. But as I gave as my example, last season, my priority was really my marathon training. So do you have something like that in your life? And I don't want to say it's standing in your way because I think that your business and your personal life get to mesh really well and be in tandem to each other. That's kind of the whole purpose of it, right? But what are other priorities that you have that may come, need to be put on your personal life minimum list? So like my dog and her health is a big priority for me. So I know like one entire day last week, I had to move things around. I was not in my business. So what other priorities do you have? And then bring it back to your business. What are some business priorities do you have? This kind of goes along with the impact you want to make this season. So, for me, a big priority is getting in front of more and more audiences to get more people in my funnel so that I can get in front of new people. Another priority that I have for this season is to get back into hosting regular workshops where I can get in front of new people. They can get to experience my teaching and my coaching, and then hopefully decide to work with me. What income do you want to make? Do not be shy about this number. Okay. This is a big thing that I find us as women business owners can tend to be a little shy or really lowball ourselves. What income do you want to make? Straight up. And I've heard some people on motivational speeches before, and they'll have us write this number down, and then they're like, now double it. How does that feel? That's the number that you should have. So something to think about. And then I heard this on a podcast, and I thought it was really good, especially for those of you who are maybe considering having a VA. And even if you're not considering having a VA, but really start thinking, what are your $1 million tasks, AKA the tasks that are going to have a big impact on your business versus your $10 tasks? And what are you spending more time on each day? So this would be something, if you do like an hourly time audit, or if you go back and look at the past week, where have you spent time in your business and doing what? Were those tasks $1 million tasks, or were they $10 tasks? And so today, when we are making our business minimums, I want you to think about what are those minimums that are going to be your $1 million tasks that are going to bring you the most bang for your buck, and focusing on those versus your $10 tasks. So we're going to basically make sure that we are valuing our priorities. So your business minimums, I think, should be, I like bolding things, should be divided into these 5 areas. Let me just make sure that no one has comments yet. Joanna said hello. Hello, Joanna. In these 5 areas, content creation, we are all using social media to grow our business in one way or another. So we get to have some sort of business minimum in the content creation world. Connections. These to me are people who are not yet your clients. So I'll put to non-clients. Or they were clients in the past and have not renewed or whatnot, but they're not currently in your client world. So what are our minimums? How are we making connections with these people intentionally, either daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly? Clients. These are people you're currently working with. So what do you get to do as a minimum daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly with your clients? And I'm going to break down some examples of these just for my own business for you guys in just a sec. Admin tasks. These are the little loose ends that I put at the end of our co-working time, where you can respond to an email super quickly. You can schedule something. You can send out samples. All those little things that don't necessarily not travel. What's the word? That don't necessarily go with these 3 C's up here. And then what are you committing to in the realm of personal development and training? Okay, so I'm just going to give you a few examples. So hopefully this gets your wheels turning for your own business. So content, I feel like, is probably the most obvious of this. So daily, I'm going to unbold this. Daily content wise, I post in my stories daily and post on my wall. And I do that on IG and Facebook. IG, I don't quite do necessarily as much, so I could even make that a weekly thing as well. Weekly, and I know several of you do this, maybe you do a live. Do a live on Facebook or IG. For me, also content, I do a 2 times a week podcast. I do a 2 times a week blog post from the podcast. This could be Pinterest pins. Okay, so you get the idea with content. And then a weekly email. Those are a really great way I feel like you can break that down. Now, maybe also with content, I could do a quarterly free workshop, which also brings me down here to connections with non-clients. That's one way that I'm getting people who I'm not currently working with into my realm, right? So quarterly free workshop. Other things are posting lead magnets to get people's emails on social. This could be podcast interviews. So this is one that I am really focusing on for this year is pitching myself 5 times a week to be on other people's podcasts. Podcasts or summits, because that's a popular thing right now. I'm going to once a year create my own summit. This is where I will be collaborating with other women business owners and doing my own summit so that we can get in front of different people's audiences. So those are just some ideas for my network marketing ladies, connections to clients. A great way to do this is Facebook parties. Another way to do this is referrals. So you can set a minimum to ask for referrals, maybe 1 time a month. All right, current clients. So daily, and again, I'm just using myself as an example so that you can kind of see how you can apply this to your own business. Daily, check in my Facebook group and respond to comments. Daily, respond to messages from clients. Let's see. I would say probably 4 to 5 times a week. I go to my clients' Facebook walls or Instagram profiles and I interact with them. Other things for clients would be like preparing content. So monthly prepare content for membership. Happy birthday messages. So that's my example for clients. Admin tasks. This one was a little bit harder for me. It was a lot easier when I was coming up with like samples because I feel like a lot of what I do now, I have really streamlined into content connections, clients. So I will say maybe weekly for me, I could do weekly website review where I check and make sure everything's working on my website. I probably don't even do that weekly, to be honest, but making it a minimum, it's a weekly website review. Okay, I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now, but I'm sure it's there. And then personal development training, minimums for me, I listen to at least 1 podcast a day. Usually, to be perfectly honest with you, it's like 5 or 6, but that's what I do. Listen to at least 1 podcast a day. I don't necessarily read every day, but so I'm going to put weekly read personal development because I do think that's important as a business minimum. As far as trainings go, I'm going to put 3 to 4 days a week listen to a training because I'm in a few courses right now. So that always changes, but I'm trying to get through 2 courses that I signed up for in the fall. 1 time a week, I'm on my own mastermind call on Tuesday evenings with Lou, my coach. And then I want to attend 4 business conferences or retreats a year. And so those are minimums for me. Another thing, I don't know where I would put that. I would probably put that down here. I'll come to that in a minute. All right. So I hope that makes sense in regards to like basically you're just kind of brain dumping what you're doing and what you really feel good about like having to get done. So yours connections to non-clients could be invites to things. So like when I do my quarterly free workshops, I will be personally DMing people and that would be in my admin tasks. Admin tasks would be creating content for freebies, workshops, etc. But I will be DMing them. I will be posting. I can put here 1 time a week. This would be a minimum for me for connections to non-clients. Post something valuable in a Facebook group that is not my own. And that's not always me just like making a separate post, but this could be me posting a really awesome tool that I have. So I'll give you an example for that one. I'm in a Facebook group for teachers who take their kids abroad. And people were asking about packing tips. So I just shared an email that I send to my travelers with everything hyperlinked on Amazon for our upcoming 2023 Europe trip. But the links were all Amazon affiliate links. I just got a $200 paycheck from Amazon from people sharing that with their people, and me getting the affiliate stuff from it. So don't discount affiliates. Now, total disclaimer, I do not usually make that much money from Amazon at all. But that was something that I'm helping them out. I'm giving them value. Like this is all legitimately stuff that I use, I travel with. But I was just sharing with other people. So all right. So there are some things that you can go down through. And like I said, I will share this. I'm going to click to share so I get the link right now so that you will be able to edit this and make a copy for you and fill your own stuff in. Now, something else I want you to think about as you are doing your business minimums is your not to-do list. So some things to consider, because I don't ever want to tell anyone what not to do. Like I think you get to figure this out for yourself and what works really well for you and what doesn't. But how many times a day and when are you going to check your email, your messages, your social media? When are you going to allow yourself to scroll social media, etc.? For me, one of my not to do's is I do not check Facebook Messenger that often. Like I have turned off all notifications for everything. So I have to physically go into the app to check things because there's no such thing as a business emergency. I'm not, in this sort of business where I am doing brain surgery and someone's life is going to depend on me getting back to them. And I'm assuming you're probably not either. So, make this a priority for you and really knowing, when are you going to be available to people. This is another thing on my not to-do list that I'm really still working on, but I wanted to share this with you because I feel like maybe this could be you too, is one thing that I'm committing to not do is to overthink things. This alone, overthinking, is 99% of the time or 99% of the reason if I procrastinate on something or I take too much time to do something. Like right before I was hopping on here, I'm like, I should go put on some mascara. Then I was like, you know what? No, because that's going to be another 10 minutes, me getting ready for my day No one cares if I have mascara on when I'm sharing this value with them, and I don't need it because I'm not doing any other video for the rest of the day. It's my snow day, so, don't overthink them. Just do it. Take the emotion out. The people that are going to judge you, they're not your people. And I know that none of my not people are not in here, if that makes sense. So, we get to stop overthinking the things, there's so many times where I have published a podcast episode and I'm like, should I publish this? I don't know if it's super valuable, but getting in my head. And I know not all of them are. I know. But then someone will send me a message like, oh, that one really spoke to me. And I'm like, really? So, you never know what you are doing to make an impact on other people. So stop overthinking the things, just do it. One other thing for your not to-do list, or maybe your to-do list, but what time are you going to turn off and put your business away for the night and stick to that? So this might change, nightly. It might be a different time each night. My general rule of thumb is 7:00, unless I am doing something like tonight. I'm going live at 7:00 for our Power Hour work time. So unless it's something that I have planned in well in advance, my time when I'm working just my business in general, 7:00, the computer is shut and I'm logged off for the night. And this is another thing that I think is really interesting. So if you're scrolling through your Facebook and the only thing that is popping up is other people who are selling your same product, this could be your teammates. And this is a really hard thing to do, is to not follow your teammates. But I encourage you to not have your newsfeed full of anyone who is doing the same thing that you are doing. So, and there's obviously, I'm sure the reason for that is because then we're getting in our own head about how we're showing up, and that confidence level changes. We start telling ourselves, well, everyone is selling this product, or everyone already knows about this product, when that's not true. And we're also not getting new ideas, right? We're seeing how everyone else is doing it. They might not be doing it the right way. I see so many people sharing the same sort of things over and over and over again. And I'm like, man, if you just change your approach just a little bit with this, it could be really, really awesome. But I'm seeing the same freaking stuff. So unfollow them and then just make it one of your on your to-do list. Then is that every Friday you check in with your teammates. When I was actively growing my network marketing business and that was my priority, every Friday I checked in with my teammates, my downline. Every single Friday I sent them a message. Hey, how can I support you? I would talk to them about things that I saw going on in their personal life. Like, that was one of my minimum things up here. And so if you have a downline, I encourage you to do that. Add that up here with clients, because essentially your teammates are your clients. Add that up here to make sure that you're interacting with them, but unfreaking follow them, because you do not need them clouding what you are doing on your page. Okay, let me see if there's any comments. Just hopping on Starbucks drive-through. Yay, enjoy your Starbucks. All right, and the very last thing, as you're going through these minimums up here, that I want you to think about is that you can have daily minimums, you can have weekly minimums, you can have monthly minimums. So like once a week, I'm going to do this. Quarterly minimums and yearly minimums. So how many network events do you want to attend? And this could be in person, this could be online. I like to try to get to one a month where I can meet some new people. And this is in person for me. During COVID times, it was online, but right now I like to do this in person if I can. And this doesn't have to be related to business. I went to a Run Disney meetup when I was down there a couple weekends ago. So where can you meet some new people? My network marketers, how many parties are you committing to? You can break this down daily, weekly, monthly, etc. How many events or workshops or parties are you going to run? And I think everyone can do this, regardless of what you're selling, what you're doing. I think you can do a free event. It can be a paid event too, but I think you could do these. And let me know if you'd like a training on this. I love doing events, workshops, retreats, that sort of thing. So those are kind of my jam to help plan. This might not seem like it pertains to business, but how many vacations And where are you going? This is the fun stuff. This is the stuff that we get to plan. When are you going to recharge this year? And how are you going to do that? And then power hours, I put power hours, your work time on here. Some of you, it might be daily, sometimes it might be weekly, but how many of these are you going to commit to and put them up in your minimums list every day, week, etc.? All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. Let me know if you have any questions as you are catching replay for this, or as you are going through this. If you're like, I don't know, does this look right? Do I have too much, too little? I would love to help you work through that. I hope this was helpful. This can be really, really huge because once you have figured out what your daily, it's basically you're making your own to-do list, but you're filling it with things that are actually moving the needle forward so that you are going to be able to see some massive growth in your business. And I know that you can do it. So happy Monday. Talk to you all soon and have a great day.